going to mount a World War II medal into one of my standard box frames. It's a question I'm often being asked. How do I do it? Well, there's lots of different ways of doing it. The quickest and easiest is simply to use double-sided tape. A little on the back of the medal, a little on the back of the ribbon, and bang it in. Unfortunately, that's not perhaps the best way, as the adhesive could perhaps react with the medal and create a problem at a later date. So I'm going to show you how to mount it using a mylar. I say mylar, it's actually polyester film. It's a clear, optically clear film, the type used for overhead transparencies, display packets, that sort of thing. You can buy it on a roll, and this has been cut out especially for this for this medal. You can do it by hand, which takes a little time with a Stanley knife and a bit of care, or if you've got a nice machine, a die cutting machine, you can whip these out in no time at all. So that's for the actual medal. I don't know whether you can see it. I've got a white version that I've done here, and that gives you some idea. But it's a circle with 4 legs, all cut as one piece. And for the ribbon, we've just got a simple strip, single strip, which we're going to use to just support the ribbon a little bit. Okay. So the first thing is to take the back out of our standard box frame. This is one of my standard 7x5 box frames, particularly useful for a single medal. So this is one of my standard 7x5 box frames. Got bendy tabs. Just lift the bendy tabs. These can be used in portrait or landscape mode. I'm simply moving the hanger from there to there, but we're going to use it in portrait mode. Discard the back for the time being. Pop out the inner back. Now the inner back is just a plain piece of card, but it's acid free, which is what you need to be mounting on. Otherwise the cheap cards are not particularly good, and they can discolour certain things depending on what you're mounting. Okay, I'll just discard that for the time being, and the first job is to mark out where we want the medal. So this particular frame has an inch border all the way around, so we have to take that into account when we place the medal on the backing. Okay, so we measure where we want. I'm just going to pop it on by eye because it's quicker. So, and then we need to mark where we're going to put the holes for the spider. Call it a spider. So it's for the medal. It's got a little notch at the top. Can't really see that. It's just sits perfectly on the medal. And the idea is the legs will wrap around the side of the medal, and we shall put some slots at the back where the legs will disappear down the back of the mount card, and that will give a virtually invisible mounting. But it's not altering the medal, it's not applying anything onto the medal which will cause it to discolour or deteriorate. So now we're going to mark where we want to cut the slots to put our mylar fixers on, our mylar spider. So put the mylar spider on top and just mark the centre of each arm. And marking the face of the mount board, but only in pencil, and I shall rub it out shortly. So that's for the spider on the metal, and then ideally we need to be marking the support for the ribbon as well. Okay, there we go. Take those away. Those to one side. So now we have our markings where we want the spiders. So really want to be 5mm in from these markings because that's the edge of the coin. So we're looking at there, 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 and there, and then here. That's going to be there and there. Okay. So we will now cut slots using a Stanley knife or a scalpel or your favourite tool. They don't have to be accurate, obviously they have to be 5mm wide, but they do have to go right through. And this is quite dense mount board, so it's good quality acid free board. Okay, so those should have gone right through. They have. I shall just widen them slightly from this side, make sure that we can get our spider's legs through. Okay, now then, to make it a little bit easier, I'm just going to widen the slots with a slotted watchmaker's screwdriver, because there's no point in making it necessarily difficult. Right, now I should see, yes you can see those, our slots. So before we go any further, I'm going to remove the pencil marks. From this much any further. Okay. That's pretty good. You can do it a lot more carefully if you want, by using little marks, but for the purposes of showing you how to do it, I've used big marks. Right, so now we need to thread our spider into position, and you this is where it gets a little bit difficult. I haven't made the slots wide enough. Even a little screwdriver just needs to help us. Right, and if you make your spiders with points on the end, then they're a lot easier to pass through the holes. Make sure this one's the right way up. There we go. Right. So, let's put one in. And 2 in. Number 3 in. And now we can place the medal in position and work it into its final position. So I'll just pass the final spider through. Right, so now we've got all the spider's legs through, we just have to ease them into position, the correct position, and gently pulling each one until each one's fully through and we are in position. And then you can apply a little bit of tension. Okay, so there we go. I think we're roughly in position. Now, once we are in position and we're happy, if we hold it, turn it over, and then we need to take each spider in position with a little bit of tape. Now, I would normally use a good quality acid-free tape, although it's not essential in this position because it isn't actually anywhere near the item we're mounting. Let's double check we're all right. Yeah, looking good. A little bit of tension. But I'm using a backing tape here which is brown, and the reason is so you can see what I'm doing, because my acid-free tape is white and you can't see it. Right, so there we go. Now then, we are in position. So that's now fixed just about where we're going to want it, and all we need to do now is do the support for the medal, the ribbon rather. So that's just the same. We loop it through the slots we've made, which again we haven't made big enough. So just widen them up a bit. There we go. This one side in, and the other side in. And again we just gently pulling on each side until we're happy that it's where we want it. And we do the same. Take them in position. Now you may need to take these out and readjust them ever so slightly to get the medal in the right place. And in the position you're happy with, but for the purposes of this experiment that's good enough. Now that's fixed, you can't, that won't fall out, and also there are no physical fixings that will affect the value of the medal in future date. So there you go. All that remains is to pop that back in the frame. Pop them back on. Hang it on the wall. And there you go. Obviously, you can leave a little bit of space at the bottom for a citation or a little explanation, which you could print on a laser printer and cut out and put there. But there you go, that's how to mount a medal without any use of adhesive.